Ja, so ich suche hier nach meinem Interviewgast, der hier irgendwo rumkrebsen soll, den ich gleich treffen werde. Wenn ich ihn denn finde, wer das ist, erfahrt ihr gleich. Alright, ihr Lieben, willkommen hier zum fehlplatzierten Interview. Ich bin Karla und bei mir ist Gnash. Wir stehen hier, wie ihr seht, in einem etwas bedrückenden Keller, der auch ein guter Partykeller ist, aber es wird auch gleich ein bisschen partymäßig, für mich auf alle Fälle. Denn ich werde jetzt Gnash ein bisschen genauer unter die Lupe nehmen. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Okay, cool, yeah. I mean, fortunately, we're just tall enough to stand in here comfortably. So.
Imagine what it must be like for people who are actually tall.
I know, that'd be a nightmare. Just
Denn wir sind beide Zwerge, so
our
um die
hair would be
1,60.
messed
Yeah,
up
exactly.
all the time.
Exactly. All right. So your name Gnash is made up of your first and your last name,
Yeah,
right?
Garrett Nash.
Garrett Nash,
Yeah.
right.
And then in English, when you put a G and an N next to each other, it's a silent G.
Ah,
Like
and that's why I say
lasagna or gnarly.
yeah, because a lot of people say Gnash, which is actually wrong because it's.
Well, it's not wrong. It's like how you should. It's probably how you should read it. But like
Yeah.
you know, my whole thing is like, if people are saying my name, then I'm lucky. So it's all
Okay,
good.
it's Gnash.
Yeah.
Gnash. What inspires you to do music? Obviously, aside from your emotions and your personal life, do you have like a source of inspiration?
Yeah, I mean, so my whole
What's
thing
that?
is like, earlier, or like, and still, sometimes when I make a song that's more like about a specific person or situation,
Yeah.
my whole thing is like, well, if you won't listen to me, then maybe all these other people will. So like, if it's a song like Feelings Fade or You Only Call Me When It's Raining Out, I'm making those songs about specific situations I experience in my life. But a couple things happen when I put a song out about them. One, it feels really good to get that off of my chest. It's like a therapist, but a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Two,
And
people,
you're making money off of it.
that's a deep afterthought. You know, it's like the money for me is just an awesome thing that happens, but it's not the forefront to me ever. The really cool thing on the flip side of that is that when people hear the songs, they say, hey, I get that. And then it's not only me helping them with how they feel and them saying, wow, somebody understands me, but them saying, I get that, is then me feeling good. So it's kind of this selfish, selfless loop that occurs. And that's a really cool thing.
Do you feel that people have changed towards you, like with all your success? I mean, that's the #1 question. Like, I think in today's, you know, what people's attention span is about 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, it's like a goldfish.
It's like pretty much, right?
Yeah.
What's next? So, but do you still feel that people have changed, like people who you've known from your former life towards you, like with all the success that's pouring in? Do you feel that people have maybe retreated out of jealousy or that they're actually trying to make their ways into your life? People
well,
you were
the most effective thing I did for that was delete my Facebook. Because I think
you did?
Yeah, way back. That was like one of the first things I did.
So there's no more
no personal Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would be the immediate way for a bunch of people that I know from other parts of my life to be able to get in touch with me. So that's been great. And then also, like, I'm just very selective about who I let into my life and the people that I communicate with on a day-to-day. And I know that they're people that want what's best for me just like I want what's best for them. Yeah. And they love me just as much as I love them, and we keep that vibe surrounding us. So it's a really big deal for me when somebody enters or exits my life. So I do my best to pick people to be around me, and I'm so lucky that they're down to be around me that I don't think are gonna bail on me because I have a big fear of abandonment.
Do you still feel like, as an artist, I know like you put out the music, but do you still listen to the music like from a creative perspective where you're thinking like, oh, I should have done the snare could have been different?
Oh
or,
yeah,
you know,
totally.
Yeah,
I thought of one tonight. So I've been putting out new songs the last couple weeks here leading up to the Sleepover tour in America, and we're just wrapping up these European shows. Tonight's the last one in Berlin, but I was doing sound check for the show tonight, and just before I came here, and there's a new song called Lonely Again, and there was one line in it that I was like, why didn't I change it to that? Because it goes, sometimes I cry, sometimes I die for you. Sometimes I try, sometimes I lie for you. And at the end of the day, I feel broken. It's been a couple of days since we've spoken. I don't know why, but I'd give my life for you. So it's a very nice like phrase and statement. But I was thinking like, why didn't I do sometimes I cry, sometimes I die for you. Sometimes I try, sometimes I lie to you. But then 2 is too aggressive and 4 lines up better. So then I have this like internal conflict, but those are the things I think about.
Okay.
Writing stuff mostly. I don't really worry about, the music is just the background space for me to like present something. But lyrically, I'll think about the words forever. And I'll change them live too.
Yeah.
That's always fun. Because then people go home and they're like, he changed the lyric, because I used to do that.
But that would throw me off though. If I'm at your concert and I want to sing along to the lines, it's like, oh, he's not singing the lines.
Well, it's just like one little cute thing, or it'll be
okay.
something that repeats, or like that I'll only change one time in the song, or things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but usually they're things that people are like, ha, nice.
So what would you say? What would be your greatest achievement in life? Like looking back as the old Nash.
Yeah, greatest achievement in life would probably be to move my family to Hawaii, and have me move to Hawaii, because my dad and my mom have worked pretty much every day since they were like 13 years old to be able to then have me and create a life for me and make sure that I was able to do whatever I wanted to do and express myself however I wanted. So it's going okay. Roosevelt's awesome, and life's great.
That's a shout out to his girlfriend. Er spricht jetzt gerade seine Freundin an. So how do, you said you work with your manager, who's also your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. I asked you before that, but like really, how do you do it like in daily life?
Well, for me, it goes beyond that relationship in particular. It's kind of with everybody. It just comes down to communication and being able to communicate openly with people, and not being afraid to say how you, it's just like the music. It's not being afraid to say how you feel, why you feel that way. Being honest is super important, and if you keep all those things on the table at all times, then it should be just fine.
Yeah. Do you deal with issues of like jealousy? Because I mean, you get approached with a lot of. I'm just thinking if my man, you know, was this big superstar, and he would have all these girls, you know, drooling over him and following him, and.
But love is different. Love is different. That's a different feeling.
Yeah.
There are people that not to cut you off, but like for me, love people love me, my dreamers love me, and I love them.
Yeah.
But there's a very specific kind of love that I have for the people that are around me on a day-to-day basis that I'll never be able to express for as many people as, you know what I mean? Like I would hope that each one of those people has their own definition of home, and their own definition of what they love, and their own circle of people around them that they reciprocate that feeling towards. And when we come together, whether it's at a show or we see each other out in public, or you hear a new song of mine or whatever it is, that's a love, but that's a different kind of love. So for me, no, I'm never worried about anything like that, because I know that there's nothing coming between the bonds that I have with me and the people that I love and the people that love me back.
You should start like a coaching circle or something like that. Like you're preaching, like even the way you talk and your voice is like, you know, you're preaching. Finish the sentence. If I ruled the world for one day, I would...
ask everybody to smile for 1 minute.
Aww.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of things could change if that happened, and that's something that I learned from my big brother Matza, and that's something he's always wanted to do with his life. So if it's me or him, I don't care who does it first or who does it when, but I think that would be an awesome thing if somebody could do that.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
If everybody just smiled for a minute, I think it'd fix a lot of things, and that's something I've kind of carried with me my whole life that he taught me really early on, so shout out to Matza for that.
Yeah, and shout out to Nash here by Warner Music. Karla, hat Spaß gemacht. It was so much fun with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
All the best of luck.
Super fun too.
I'll see you around.
Thank you so much. Good hanging out in this basement.
Lonely again. So lonely again. How'd I get so lonely again? How'd I get so lonely again? I said I'm lonely again. How'd I get so lonely again? I think I'm lonely again. Would you come hold me